What's up, everybody? This is Harry Bernard Taylor with the Straight Up Wrestling Podcast Show. Here to bring you another week in wrestling. First off, we're going to start off. We're going to talk about a few things that went on during the week. We're going to talk about Nia Jax and the thing that went down between her and Charlotte Flair. A lot of people looking at that as a shoot fight. Was it real? So we're going to talk about what happened in the ring there. We're going to talk about Ric Flair going to NWA Power and the thing, and he showed up in the ring there, and what went down. We're going to talk about Awesome Kong and her career. She retired, but first off, we want to say rest in peace to Daphne. She passed away at age 46. Former WWE star. But I would like to give my condolences with my man Michael King and Christopher Burton. We give our condolences to her and her family. May she rest in peace, man, and may God bless that family and comfort them as they go through this rough time. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Nia Jax and not Ric Flair, but Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair. What happened there, man? I watched the match, and it was pretty much, it was a rough match. A lot of things went down in that match where it was sloppy. It wasn't executed the way it was supposed to be executed. And you could tell the girls in there, man, the ladies in there, they got a little upset with each other. So it was a few things, man, that was said in the match. Maybe a minute of that match, or a minute and a half. Not even a minute and a half. Probably anywhere from 40 to 50 seconds of that match, man, where they went off script a little bit, man, and there was a few slaps, man, hard punches that was thrown in the match, man, but overall, I think they got it together, and they finished the match the way it was supposed to be finished. But I do think now, man, put a little extra in there. She put a little exclamation mark on that with her finish. You could tell that Charlotte was getting a little upset because now kind of like botched a few of the bumps. She pretty much took Charlotte down pretty hard a few times. And Charlotte got her one time, man, when she got her in that backwards DDT drop. I think that was kind of like executed pretty hard too. So I don't know, man, when it boils down to it. And I heard they got into it after the match, man. They, in the back, I think they pretty much was talking to each other. Nothing really went down, man. It's just, like I say, things happen, man. Things happen sometime in the ring. They got into a little tiff in the ring, but I don't think anything big is gonna happen with it. But I could tell that now, man. Now from the get-go, at the start of Raw, man, she was on a different plane. She was on a different level, man. And it's like, okay, I'm using this opportunity to put myself in the upper echelon, man, of WWE. So, we're just going to have to wait and see. And a lot of people are talking about, did she do this because she has a lot of pull with The Rock, man? Being The Rock's cousin, she can get away with a lot of things like this because now over the years, man, she has botched a lot of matches, man. She has, this ain't the first time that she done got in the ring and messed up and, put a hurting on wrestlers, man. So, wow, man, it can be something serious, man, when you get in there. A woman that big, I mean, she could have really hurt Charlotte Flair. So we don't know actually what went down. I don't think she was actually trying to hurt her or anything like that. But I do think Now went in with a whole different attitude Monday night, man, and it pretty much showed. But we had Ric Flair. Let's go past that, man. Ric Flair showed up in the NWA. He showed up at NWA Power, man, over the weekend, and he gave praise, man, to the guys, to a lot of guys that helped put him over in WWE. He said, Vince McMahon, I love you. He told Vince McMahon, I love you, and he shouted out Shawn Michaels, Batista, Randy Orton, a few other guys, man, Kurt Angle, I think, and a few other guys, man. He actually named, and he said, if it wasn't for you guys, man, I wouldn't be here. And he said, especially Vince McMahon, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. You guys basically helped put me where I'm at today. Basically, he was talking about in his 50s, man, in his late 50s, he wrestled all the way into the WWE, all the way up to his late 50s, man, and still was able to respectively go out, man, as a great looking champion, as a warrior, that helped cement his career, man. So he gave them a special praise, and man, that's Ric Flair, one of these guys, man, that's gonna help put people over, and man, he's gonna put people that's already over. He's gonna make them even bigger than what they are. And when you get that kind of praise from Ric Flair, man, I mean, that's something special. You can't, it can't get any better than that. And I mean, he also shouted out The Rock, man, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, and John Cena. So, man, what else can be said about that? We had Awesome Kong. Awesome Kong retired. Awesome Kong was one of these ladies who I tuned in to see a good bit. I saw her a good bit over in TNA. She was great wrestler, man. Great power. Really looked good in the ring. Done a lot of things smoothly for a woman her size. She is actually the woman. She's the person actually I was thinking of when me, Chris, and Michael done the 10 Strongest Wrestlers a couple weeks ago. And I ended up saying something at the end, man, when we brought in, we talking about females. I ended up saying something about, as far as the strongest wrestlers, I said King Mabel. Chris said, King Mabel is not a woman, man. It's not a woman. That's a man, I didn't mean to say King Mabel. I meant to say Awesome Kong. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I get those two mixed up. And I know King Mabel is a man, but for some reason I continue to get those two mixed up. It was Awesome Kong who I was meaning to say there, because Awesome Kong has a lot of strength. And man, congratulations to her going out on the note that she went out on. And man, much success to her in the future, or whatever, and whatever whatever endeavor that she wants to, venture her life into, man, whatever career path she wants to go on. If she wants to be a homemaker, mom, or grandma, if she wants to go out here, man, work in wrestling some kind of way, training, commentating, or whatever, man, whatever she wants to do. She wants to become, somebody that write cookbooks and get on, be on YouTube and do podcasts. Whatever she do, man, wish her much success. And man, I'm rooting for her. And I want to go and talk about NXT, man. NXT, watching NXT Tuesday night, man. I'm sitting there, man. I'm watching NXT, and man, I'm like, this show is something special. Even though we know what happened last week, events come in or whoever come in and they changed the logo of NXT. It's like they gave some children some crayons, man, some pencils or whatever, gave them some touch-up paint and say, go to town. And they changed it, man, made it all colorful. Got in touch with Will, the rapper Will, and told him to write a little tune there, man. And they changed the music there. So signifying that, hey, we're changing NXT up a little bit. And I've heard that Vince McMahon and Bruce Picard is gonna make this Vince McMahon, Bruce Picard production now. But for some reason, man, now they're saying Shawn Michaels, Triple H, man, and JBL is still running this thing, man. Seem like they're still running it. It still seemed like it was kind of close to what it has always been. It doesn't seem like it's too many changes there, even though they're bringing in more big guys. But Vince actually has his hands on it, and I think Bruce Picard is having his hands on it too. So we just got to wait to see what happens, man. But my whole thing is this, man. If Peacock, they talking about they setting up to sell WWE as a whole. If Peacock gets it or NBC gets it or whatever, whoever gets it, man, if they want to, chop some of the fat off, man, that's the small division of WWE, man. We know SmackDown, Raw is the blue, Raw and SmackDown the blue chip, and then we have this WWE NXT, man. It's pretty much the small gig is what was supposed to actually fight off the rival AEW, man, but it actually hasn't. But this week, actually, they went past 700,000 viewers again, back up in the ratings. So it's kind of like moving up a little bit the last 2 weeks. So we'll see whatever happens, man. But I think WWE NXT, man, is pretty much, I love it, man. I love it. Not saying that I don't love AEW, but I see AEW going the way of WCW. That could be good or that could be bad when it boils down to it. But NXT, man, is something that just reminds me of old territory days. And I know Michael King, my man Michael King. He says, I'm a traditionalist. I like tradition. So yeah, I am one of these people that's huge on tradition. Man, I love the territory days, and man, do I want to see that kind of wrestling actually continue? Not necessarily. I'm 50-50 on both. I like the new wave of wrestling, and I like the old school of wrestling. But the whole thing about it is, I like wrestling. Wrestling is the name of the marquee. I don't care if it's Jushin Thunder Liger, or if it's Mr. Wrestling 2 out there. I want to see wrestling, man. I don't want to see a whole bunch of soap opera things going on, a whole bunch of chaotic things going on outside of the ring, or people getting jumped after every match. I don't want to see that. I want to see a wrestling match to its completion. I would like to see the tag team division actually be a tag team division, so that's where I'm at as far as being a traditional. I can't even say the word for some reason right now. But actually being a traditionalist, traditional person when it boils down into wrestling. But I don't know. I don't know, man. But like I say, I just want to see pro wrestling when it boils down to it. And I'm sitting here, man. I'm drinking a nice soda. I'm drinking this Mountain Dew Zero. Think I need a little bit more. But today, I'm gonna commercialize Mountain Dew Zero. If you haven't tried it, give it a shot. And maybe I need a little bit more so it can kind of like wet my whistle and I can get some of these words out, man, that I'm missing. But let's get on back into it. And if you on Facebook, man, hit that like, that share, talk about it. Give me some insights on what you think went down in wrestling this week. Hey, do you think that Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair match was real? Did you see Ric Flair and his shout out, man, on NWA Power? And man, big ups to him to go on there because they small right now, man. They just now letting people back into the arenas and everything. But man, he went in there and and he really gave him praise. I don't know if Billy Corgan paid him, but Rick, very humble to go in there and do what he did, man. So lifting them up, and we know he's at AEW right now. So and what you think about Awesome Kong retirement, man, and Daphne, if you want to talk about her, man, and give her your condolences, to go ahead and do that, man, and maybe we can shout you out on the next show. If you're on YouTube, man, hit that like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and do the same thing, man. If you got, say something about Daphne, or say something about, the Charlotte and the Flair thing, man. And, now I'm just going to move on, man, into Raw and NXT TakeOver. I don't want to get into too long of a show. I'm going to go ahead and just pretty much basically, man, just run down the results of this and talk about, I'm going to talk about a little bit of it in depth, but I'm going to run down the results, man. First off, on the segment of Raw, man, we had Damian Priest. The Damian Priest came out there, man. He had a segment, and he had an open challenge, man. He said, I have an open challenge for my newly won U.S. title. and he wants to bring prestige back to the title. So he had an open challenge, man. So the man come out who just had it previously. We had Sheamus come out there, and Sheamus said, "I want me title back." Right after that, Drew McIntyre said, "No, no, no, no. The fans don't need to see that, man. This is old between you two. You know, I haven't had that title. I would like to have a shot at that title, even though he's recognizing that him and Damian, they're friends and everything, man. But respectfully, he would like to have a shot at the title." Then Bobby Lashley come out there and say, "Hey, man, I would like to add that to my case, and I can be a double champion. I would like to have a shot at that." Then we had Randy Orton and Riddle come out there, man. Randy Orton and Riddle come out and was sitting there talking, man. And, basically they wasn't actually coming out there to, everybody thought they was coming out there to challenge Damian Priest, but they really wasn't, man. It was pretty much, Riddle was pretty much celebrating his title reign with Randy. And Randy coming out there, he's coming out there, in support of Riddle. And, man, and the crowd just going crazy because they love RK Bro. But Bobby Lashley told them to shut up, or he's gonna come over there, man. He's gonna take both of their titles or whatever. So that set up a match later on in the night between RK Bro, Bobby Lashley, and MVP. But Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce come out there, man. We knew what was going to go down. I definitely knew what was going to go down, and I'm sure most of y'all knew what was going to go down. Come out there when you saw Adam Pearce, man, because what does he do? Adam Pearce always sets up a three-way match. That's what happens, and we're going to see what went down in that later on. So it was a three-way match, man. So, hey, no shock there. They need to change that up a little bit, man. Give us a little surprise or whatever. Don't come out and just say, hey, you guys gonna be in a three-way match tonight, whatever, man. So it's kind of funny, but then we get into the Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley match, man. Rhea Ripley come out there. She brought Nikki Ash out to be in her corner. She got on the mic and said Nikki Ash is gonna be in her corner because she wanted that to offset Shayna Baszler bringing Nia Jax out, man. But Nia Jax got up on the ring apron, man. Right before the match, and she told Rhea Ripley, she told Nikki Ash, this was gonna happen to y'all. No matter what happens in this match, I'm gonna leave y'all both laying at the end of this match. I'm laying both of y'all out. She straight up said that. And man, she looked serious. And Shayna was like, what are you talking about? Shayna basically wanted her to stay out of her business, man, and say, let me take care of this match. We don't need to be looking at that. We're a tag team and stuff like that. Be a team and let's be respectful and let me wrestle Rhea and let me be alone in this, and you just have my back on the outside of the ring. That's pretty much what she wanted. But man, Nia Jax pretty much was showing that, hey, her attitude for the night, this is about me, and I'm gonna show up for me. And like I say, I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna lay out Rhea, and I'm going to lay out Nikki Ash at the end of the night, no matter what, pretty much just ignoring Shayna or whatever. But, hey, on to the match, man. Shayna and Rhea, I like both of them. I think they're both hard-hitting women, strong women. Shayna, like I said, anything. Shayna, when she basically finally got a little control of the match, she was in control of the match. Then she ended up getting distracted by Nia, and she's looking at Nia. Rhea rolled her up and got the win, man. And I give the match 3 stars. Shayna was upset that she lost the match, but Nia had already attacked Nikki Ash outside of the ring, leveled her, and then she got in there and she finished off Rhea. After Rhea up there celebrating the win, getting the hand raised. Nia got her from the back, destroyed her, finished her off. Shayna didn't do anything. Shayna just was on the ring apron, man, getting out of the ring, and just had this look on her face like, oh my gosh, man. I didn't want you getting involved in this match. What are you doing? You being selfish right now. You're not being a team. You're not being a team player. What are you doing? This is all about you. And that's pretty much what it was. Nia's whole attitude that night was about her, and she was going to do whatever it takes, man, to put herself over. And, man, when it boils down to it, I don't know what in the world was going on, but this led on all the way down to when she had a match against Charlotte. And we'll see that later on when she got into it with Charlotte. But let's move on, man, to the Viking Raiders, man, versus Veer and Jinder Mahal. The Viking Raiders, man, I thought these guys would be out there playing football right now because football season is right around the corner. But they're not, man. They actually wrestling. So, I guess, they former players of the Minnesota Vikings and the Oakland Raiders. But all right, man. But, man, Eric and Ivar, man, put on a very good match, man. Ivar, very athletic, man, for his size, man, can do some amazing things. And he done some amazing things in that ring, man. Veer and Jinder Mahal, man. Jinder, like I say, impressive specimen in that ring, man. And he's an impressive athlete in the ring too. And Veer, man, he matched these guys in size and brutality, man. It was a good match, hard-hitting match. But like I say, Ivar and Eric, man, they pretty much carried the match, especially Eric. Eric outshined everybody in the match. And the Viking Raiders, man, they finished them off with one of their moves, man. What they like to do is get one of the guys and they flip one of the other guys on top of the other guy, man, and ended the match like that. They got them I think they got that drop on Jinder Mahal. I gave the match 3 stars, man, just like I gave the previous match 3 stars. Both of the matches I thought was a good match. Even though I only gave it 3 stars, I didn't give it a 4-star or a 5-star. They was good matches, man, but they were just like, but I will say this about Vince, even though he changed it, because Vince, these matches wasn't supposed to happen. Vince changed the card, man, and before Raw, he changed the card. He was in the back, in the back, he changed the card 2 or 3 times, from what I understand. Back there, he's upset, man. So he changed the card. So we was actually seeing things we hadn't seen before. So, but I give both of these matches a 3-star. 3 stars, man. Okay, then we get into then we had the Sheamus, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre, the 3-way match, man, which I thought was a very good match. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, man, these two guys, they pretty much had their eyes set on Sheamus, man. They're going to get Sheamus. Sheamus fought a very smart match, man. Much credit to him. I give him a lot of credit, man. Fought a very smart match against both of these guys. And Sheamus pretty much, man, carried the match. Give me your insights. What you thought about it. But I think Sheamus did the best in this match, man. Sheamus was very brutal, man. Sheamus, he's fighting for his respect in there, man. And fighting, like I say, he knew he was fighting alone, man. But like I say, Damian and Drew, they did get into it a little bit. Especially, like I say, they ended up eliminating Sheamus, man. And those two got into it. Pretty much finished off, man. Damian, I'm very impressed with what he can do with his feet, man, his legs, man. He can do a lot of athletic things there. Drew, man, he does what he does, man, with his power. And, man, he really moves like a small dog, man, inside of a big dog's body. The guy's very impressive. But, man, Damian Priest went ahead, he went ahead and got the win, man, over Drew. I give that match a 4-star. 4 stars, and at the end of it, Drew and Damian shook hands, man. Great sportsmanship. We'll see what goes down at the end of this, man. Is Drew gonna start getting a shot at Damian, or is Sheamus still gonna be in there in the picture, man? We don't know, but pretty good match there, man. Then we went on to the Goldberg had this segment, man. Goldberg said that he has ligament damage, and But forget about the ligament damage, man. He wants to get at Bobby Lashley. He's ticked off about what Bobby Lashley done to his son, which any man would be. And he said he's not coming for the gold. He don't care about this belt, man. He don't care about his title. He wants Bobby Lashley's soul. So he's coming for his soul. He's going to rip his soul out or whatever. So he's serious about what he wants to do to Bobby Lashley and MVP. Because of what happened to his son. So we'll see if Goldberg can come back, man, and Goldberg can have the stamina to put together at least 4 or 5 minutes of mayhem against Bobby Lashley. And if he got the power to overtake him very early in the match. He's done it before. I mean, he done it last time. He overpowered him in some parts of the match, man. But I think Bobby's going to get more and more familiar with Goldberg. And it's going to be much harder the next time that those two, the more they go, as far as in this feud, it's going to be harder to go the next time for Goldberg. But we'll see, man. A man's rage, man. When you attack a man's family, a man's rage, man, can get you a lot farther, man, than you just going in there wrestling a normal match. But even a man that's when you fighting somebody and you fighting off rage, man. You fighting off you have a goal or whatever. Don't be overzealous in that goal, man, to where it takes you out of your game plan. So so Goldberg, he has to go in there, man. He still have to fight, man, at a pace to where he can keep it to where it's realistic that that he can actually take this man, take this man who's a beast himself, Bobby Lashley. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Then we had Eva Marie versus Doudrop. No, before that, man. Reggie, they had another two with that 24/7 title, man. Reggie out there, man. Had him in had him out there, man. And then you had a guy in a dog costume, man, which was R-Truth. Man, I don't know what to say about this, man. You're not gonna. I mean, it was crazy. Was he? I can't remember. Was it R-Truth in the dog costume? I think he was in the dog costume, and I forgot the other guy's name, man. He was in a trash can. They're trying to catch Reggie, man. You're not gonna catch Reggie on the outside. You can forget that. That 24/7 title, man. That need to be stayed. That need to be kept inside the arena or whatever. Because you're not going to catch Reggie on the outside, man. That's like trying to stop Barry Sanders, man, out in the open. It's not going to happen. So, but this thing, man, is kind of getting out of hand, man. And like I say, I want to see Reggie actually defend that title inside the ring, man. If not, like I say, just take the thing off TV, man, because it's a waste of time. It's becoming a joke now. But, hey. Not shocking, man. That's just WWE when it boils down to it. They gotta have something that's crazy or whatever. Then we had Eva Marie against Doudrop. Eva Marie versus Doudrop, and Doudrop didn't even let this thing get to the bell, man. The ring announcer didn't even get the call for the bell. Doudrop just beat Eva Marie down, beat her down, man. I scored the match at 3 stars, man, but it wasn't a match. It was a no contest because Doudrop didn't even let Eva Marie get started. But hey, you can't blame Doudrop, man. You can't blame Doudrop after what Eva Marie did to her last week, man. Running into her with that rowing machine or whatever you want to call it, rowing table. Hit her in the stomach, then slammed her head a few times. On that metal, man, that steel or whatever that is, man, that table thing that she had, that metal table that she had, she slammed her head on it a few times. The week before that, she slapped her a few times, man. Ridiculed her, been ridiculing Doudrop, man, for the last several weeks, man. And Doudrop, man, have given this girl all kind of praise. I mean, she has put Evil on a pedestal, man. She was subservient to Evil. To Eva Marie, man. But Eva Marie took credit for everything that Doudrop did. This win is, this match goes to, Eva Marie, taking all the credit. Man, Doudrop is finally getting her revenge on Eva Marie. So we'll see what that goes into. I don't think Eva Marie is any challenge to Doudrop, but hey, we'll see. I'm pretty sure she's going to be able to put in some kind of work against Doudrop, but we'll see if Eva Marie is going to go down against Alexa Bliss, who wasn't nowhere to be found on Raw this Monday night. But we're going to see if she goes on and with a feud against Alexa Bliss or Doudrop, but I think this Doudrop thing is going to go for a little while. But then we had Humberto Carrillo versus Karrion Kross, man. And, man, I just don't know what to say. You know, this thing about Karrion Kross, man, what they done to Karrion Kross, man, he looked like a demolition. He looked like a demolition drop off or whatever. Demolition number 4, demolition has been, or somebody that demolition didn't want to be in the group, because they got him in a demolition costume, man. Got him looking like Mad Max coming out there, but he looked like a guy who wanted to be in demolition, man, that never made the cut. But that's what they got going on here. And for some reason, man, Vince, Bruce Picard, or whoever, man, these guys think we forgot what happened in the past, man. Like I said, you had Karrion Kross dominating NXT. Should have kept on with that run. Dominating. Looked like he was one of the guys, man, that's the future of wrestling. Looked like he could be on a run, man, for the next 5 to 10 years as one of the top 3 or 4 wrestlers in the business. But you had to destroy it. You couldn't leave well enough alone. Put him up, took him up into the Raw brand. Had Jeff Hardy take the man out in a couple minutes. Then you had him come back, wrestle Keith Lee, which was wasn't that much of a convincing match. Karrion won that match, but then Keith Lee lost that match. Karrion beat Keith Lee, but then he comes back the next week and Keith Lee beats him again. So you had those numbers going on. And then, like I say, you still tried to keep it in the media like Karrion Kross was still a monster. Karrion Kross goes back to NXT. Karrion Kross loses his title against Samoa Joe. So now he's pretty much gone from NXT. Samoa Joe talking right after TakeOver. He's talking on the next last week. 2 weeks ago, he's talking like, hey, I done dusted Karrion Kross off. Karrion Kross is nothing. Karrion Kross, I done dusted him off and sent him to Raw. Now he's in Raw, man. Y'all done changed this character. Put this guy in, to this, like I say, to this demolition outfit, this red and black demolition outfit. Took him out there, and he's dominating again. These 2 matches he's had on since he's changed, since he came from TakeOver, he's dominating, putting away people quickly. So, you think we forgot? Or we wasn't watching NXT? NXT is part of WWE. This ain't like when WCW was out there. This ain't like when World Class Championship Wrestling was still going on. This ain't like when AEW was still going on. That you had UWF, you had Mid-South going on, Vince, and you had like there was no other promotion out there, and you had wrestlers that was coming in from these other promotions, and you pretty much basically was acting like you never seen these guys before that was coming up in your promotion. That's the way you used to act. You act like we're not watching your own promotion. We're not watching NXT. We don't know who Karrion Kross is. And he came up and you humbled the guy. And then but you changed it around after TakeOver and bringing him up like we haven't seen him before, like he's some new character, and now he's winning. So what is it? Vince? I mean, that's crazy. Can't blame it on your age, man. I mean, hey, you're 76 years old. You're 76 years old, but you're strong, and your mind is working great. So, I don't know. Maybe you just wanted to humiliate this guy, man, for your kicks, for your fun or whatever. But we're going to move on. Karrion Kross won the match against Humberto Carrillo. Got him into the put him into the crosshairs or the, I guess that's what he calls it. I forgot. Had him down on the mat after beat him down, man. I give the match a 3 stars, man. But Karrion Kross is taking out people quick. And that's how it ended up. But hey, if you on Facebook, man, hit that like and share. Talk about these matches, man. If you're on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, man. We really appreciate it, and we want to continue to bring you content like with as much content as possible. When I get Michael and Chris back in here, we got a couple things to do. Me and Chris, we got a couple segments we want to go over with you on some things that's happening this week in wrestling. And then when Michael comes back, he's on vacation. So that's one of the reasons you're not seeing him. Michael's on vacation, much needed vacation, because like you said, he's very much involved with the business, running King Enterprises. We can't wait to see him come back where he can do one of these specialty shows with us. And Christopher this week. Chris has had a heavy work schedule and had a few things that he needed to deal with business-wise that he had to take care of. And so I'm going solo tonight. And let me move on with Raw, man. Charlotte Flair, the next match was Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax. I talked about that earlier. It's like I say, man, they pretty much, I say 88 to 90% of the match, pretty much basically it was drawn out the way it went down the way it was drawn out. But they did have a few things in there that didn't supposed to happen, man. And like I say, man, she was really rough on the way she took Charlotte down, man. At the beginning, and then at the end of the match, I don't think she's supposed to have power bombed her that hard. That finish, and you can look on Charlotte's face, man. She was like shocked, took her breath away or whatever. But man, her attitude the whole night was, hey, I'm gonna do something special tonight, and nobody's gonna stop me. And I don't know how much pull she have up there with Vince, man. But I know Rock probably does, have a good bit. But when it boils down to it, man, Vince is his own man. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. But he might be just overlooking this. Charlotte might be going to AEW with her dad over there. And we got Andrade over there. So she might be just heading out the door. And so I think her contract comes up at the beginning of the year, January or February. So she might be heading out the door, man. We don't know. We have to wait and see. And now, is they going to put the title on now? I have no idea. But, this is a wait and see for right now. But I don't think so. But I could be wrong, man. Then we had John Morrison backstage. Had one of his push-up water sticks. He was supposed to be wrestling The Miz, but that match didn't go down. And The Miz didn't supposed to be in the building. The Miz didn't supposed to, hadn't showed up. So he wanted to go against whoever was the biggest guy in Raw, in WWE at that time. I don't think he was actually talking about the biggest guy who was the hugest guy. He's talking about the biggest star or whatever. He wanted the biggest charge in there, and he wanted to take them down. But Omos come out there and said, pretty much said, I hate to be you. Pretty much telling them, hey, you wrestling me tonight, and I hate to be you. And that's what went down, man. So we had John Morrison versus Omos. Destruction from the get-go. John Morrison, man, if he was able to get away from him and use some of his athletic ability, man, his athleticism, like he did against Ricochet or whatever, because he's actually better than this. But Omos got him, man, just like he does with everybody. Got a hold of him, finished him off quick. The match wasn't it was only like 2.5 minutes long. It's over with. I give the match 2 stars, man. It was trash, man. When it boils down to it, worst match of the night. I didn't like it. I don't think I gave the Charlotte Flair and the Nia Jax match a 4 star. 4 stars, even though I don't think I gave the what I thought about that match. As far as the number I gave, I didn't give it a star rating. I give it 4 stars, even though the match was sloppy and it went down. It didn't go down the way it's supposed to went down. Okay, man. AJ Styles and Xavier Woods was the next match, man. I give that match a 4 stars. AJ Styles, man. I was very happy to see him get the win. AJ Styles, believe it or not, man, this was only his 2nd win in the last 5 months, solo. He's only won 1 match solo in the last 5 months. I don't know how many solo matches he's had, but he's had solo matches. He's only won 1 solo match besides this match in the last 5 months. And that is ridiculous, man. Yeah, that is totally ridiculous and totally, man, that's insane. That shouldn't happen with a guy, the talent of AJ Styles, man. And I don't know if, like, say, they're trying to promote just him and Omos as this tag team or whatever, and they're gonna let AJ Styles, man, because he can make anybody look good in the ring, and just let him get over people. People get over, but that's a bad strategy, man. Trying to make AJ Styles look bad, not good at all, man. You either use him and let him ascend to the top, man, and let him be one of the top guys for the world championship, man. One of the guys, man, that's in contention for that, or at least have the U.S. title or whatever, and let him go on a run, man, a great run as the champion, or, man, you just basically let him go, man. Let him go to AEW, man, with somebody that's gonna use him and use him right, man, because he's still young enough, man, to where he can actually get in there and get over, man, and because everybody know how great he is, and that's a shame for this to only be his second win, man, in the last 5 months as far as in solo, wrestling by himself. Crazy, man. As crazy as that sound, that's actually what's going down. That was only his second win. Okay, RK Bro, man, and MVP against Bobby Lashley. No, RK Bro, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle against Bobby Lashley and MVP. Really good match, man. I enjoyed this match. Enjoyed the way it went down. Randy Orton got the pin, man. He hit Bobby Lashley with the RKO. I give the match 4.5. Can't say enough about the match, man. RK Bro is huge with the fans. Fans love Matt Riddle, man, and they're loving Orton, Randy Orton, the same way, pretty much. And this right here, I think, is actually saving Randy Orton, because I don't really know where Randy Orton was going as a solo wrestler anymore, as an individual wrestler anymore. To tell you the truth, he's had the title. He's had a 14 title reign, and Ric Flair said, Randy Orton is the guy that he actually wanted to win, to break his record. He wanted Randy Orton to break his record, even though he's okay with John Cena breaking it. He wanted Randy Orton to break it. He really respects Randy Orton and everything that Randy Orton brings to the table. And I guess the help of Randy Orton being with him when he was with Evolution and making him look good at the tail end of his career. So, but Randy Orton is looking good, man. And I think when this thing is over, because I don't know how long they're going to keep him and Riddle together, but I think they're going to have a decent run. Then Randy, I think, is going to end up taking off again by himself, and it's going to look really good for him. And he's going to have his fans, he's going to have Riddle's fans, and it's going to bring his popularity. He's already very popular, man, but it's going to bring him to where people jubilant again about him, and he can actually go up there and he can have a run for titles again, man. So have another run at that world's title. He deserves it, and I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for Riddle, man. And speaking of Matt Riddle, man, I mean, the man has a big mouth. When it boils down to it, man, I don't know how he is when it boils down to it. I don't know what kind of person this guy is, but this guy has a big mouth, man. He runs it and everything like that. And hey, I can't say anything bad about him, because I'm, especially as a young guy, man, I was a lot like him, as far as, he likes to challenge people. He says he can beat Goldberg in a real match, and now he's saying he can beat Roman Reigns in a real match. Him and Goldberg had a little thing, man, backstage and stuff like, they wouldn't talk, they would speak or whatever, but I think a couple weeks ago, Goldberg came up and gave him a fist bump, and then Riddle, man, Riddle really appreciated that, and Riddle put some things out about Goldberg, man, that, he liked him and everything like that, and had much respect for him, and, he liked that Goldberg acknowledged him, man, and, he said, Goldberg's a really good dude, man, but Riddle said, Roman Reigns, man, he need to shut up or whatever, and have more respect or whatever, man, I can't remember, but I just know Riddle is out there telling everybody, man, he can beat Roman Reigns up in a real fight. Probably so. I don't know if he can beat up that, one of the Uso brothers or whatever. I would like to see him fight one of them instead of fighting Roman in a real fight, because I know those Uso brothers those some real tough guys. Roman, I'm pretty sure he got some toughness with him too. So, but Matt Riddle, I don't know. I mean, he's a trained fighter. He's a MMA fighter. He's a trained fighter. I don't know how much street fighting Roman has done. But as far as when myself looking back, as far as when I was growing up as a street fighter, as somebody who liked to fight, and as a person who actually trained to fight, I know when you have that background, man, it's gonna make you even tougher. So, Roman, if Roman was out there fighting, man, in the streets, like say, hey, Matt might not know what he's getting into. If he's actually a street fighter and Matt Riddle's not a street fighter, hey, man, Roman might have the advantage there. I don't know. Because a person, man, that knows how to fight in the streets and stuff like that, they're not going to wait for you to set up. They're not going to wait for you to, they're going to know what you're going to go for. They're going to know what to expect. Always expect the unexpected. And they're going to fight dirty along with you, everything that you do. Because in MMA, you know what it is. It's always, first thing, I don't see Matt Riddle as, he's not a boxer. Matt Riddle is a striker. He tries to take you down and stuff like that. So if he has to be stronger than Roman Reigns. And if Roman Reigns has a background in fighting, man, fist fighting or whatever, man, he can take him down quickly with his fist. But like say, if he have any street knowledge or whatever, he's going to know how to lock up. A true street fighter knows how to lock up, and a true street fighter knows how to offset a lot of things that you can do as far as if you get them locked up to where you almost can take them down. If you got, man, because one thing about power punching, man, as a boxer or whatever, people, always ask, do power comes from you lifting weights? Can you get power from that? Or can you gain punching power? So people want to know, can you gain punching power? No, you're born with that. You can find the skinniest guy in the world and sometimes, man, maybe knock you completely out. I mean, you can be huge and still don't have no punching power. So, I look at somebody like Tyson Fury. Doesn't have punching power. He's just a great athlete, man. He's a great athlete in that ring. But what's the name? Deontay Wilder, skinny guy, just has natural punching power. Gonna knock the daylights out of you. But so man, I don't know, man. I really didn't want to get off into a tangent of those two wrestling, fighting for real. And I hope Riddle never tries that, man. This is wrestling, man. Be that cool guy that you are. And from what I've seen of Riddle outside of the ring, man, he seems like that cool guy. But for some reason, he loves to challenge people. And, he's one of these guys, like I say, he reminds me of myself, man. I'm not going to lie. I got into a lot of fights growing up. Got into a lot of fights on the football field when I played football. Used to get in a fight when I was in the band. Whatever I did, man, I was getting into fights, getting in the fight onto the basketball courts, getting into fights because I had a big mouth, man. That was just me, But as I grew up, man, I learned not to do that because, hey, after a while, man, you get in trouble. And then, like I say, sometimes you run into a guy, you run into people that was ready for you. And, changed my perception. I got humbled a couple times, so, a few times I got humbled out there, thinking you could just beat up everybody, man, or you could beat certain people, shock the living daylights out of you. So, Riddle, you might be biting off a little bit more than you could chew. But hey, let's keep it to wrestling, man. And, you have a great future in wrestling. You want to be a fighter, man. You want to be a fighter, man, that's engaging in those type of fights, man. Go back to MMA. He did really well in MMA. I don't know what he would ended up because not many people go undefeated. Nobody goes undefeated in MMA. Because like I say, when it boils down to it, man, it's whoever comes out there and whoever's ready, and anything can happen. And it seems like once those guys get taken down, man, it's over with. These guys, I don't know, I can't say they're not tough, man, but they don't like to be taken down and getting punched out. Let's just put it that way. And growing up, I saw a lot of guys, man, in a lot of fights outside of the boxing ring, outside of the wrestling ring, that put on where I grew up at, man. And after, like say, I was a suburban kid after probably after elementary school, man, out middle school, all the way through high school. But when I was growing up, when I was younger, man, the way I was growing up, West Greenville, South Carolina, that was a tough place to grow up, man. You talking about, I saw some serious fights between grown men, teenagers, young people, serious fights. And I was in some serious fights, man, where people, like say, you got them down, it was hard to beat people down. You beat people down, beat them bloody. And, man, these was true fighters, man. People get back up. You had to pretty much kill a person to keep them down. But now, man, it seemed that, especially in the United States, hate to be like that about my people, black and white. In the United States, people can't take a lot of punishment. It's like people not growing up fighting their family members and things like that. Or if they are growing up fighting families, man, they're not outside fighting in the streets, man. That's like a thing of the past. Americans, man, Americans like to say they're tough because of what neighborhoods they came out of. And they're carrying a gun. But, like I say, I don't need to be getting on that tangent, man. Back to Riddle and this challenging people, man. Just let it go. Let it go. And, man, I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I'm going to go ahead and end Raw tonight. And I'm going to give a review of NXT. I'm going to do that show tomorrow. Until then, I'm Harry Bernard Taylor for my man Michael King, my man Christopher Burton. Peace be the journey. And before I leave, once again, hit that like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube and on Facebook, man. Hit that like and share. Talk about it. Talk about some of the things I talked about. Tell me that I ain't, I'm not a tough guy. Whatever, laugh at me. But hey, today, I'm not a tough guy. Just giving you a little experience of what I had, because like I said, I was humbled a lot, especially in my latter years of my teenage years before I went off and played football or whatever. I was humbled in some fights. And like I say, I'm just hoping Riddle just get a little bit more humble, man. But once again, hey, peace. I'm out of here. Have a good night.